Hello and welcome to another vlog on our channel, and today I am back at Thorpe Park. And yeah, it's going to be absolutely incredible today. This is the first visit at Thorpe Park of the 2026 season. And yeah, I'm so glad to be back here. The last time I came here was in October half term for Friday nights. And now I'm back here for basically for opening week, because the Thorpe Park officially opened for the 2026 season this Friday, so literally just 2 days ago. And yeah, I'm absolutely looking forward to today. So this is their first operating Sunday of the year where they're open to the public, and it's going to be absolutely incredible. So the opening hours today, the park opened at 10 o'clock and they shut at 6 PM this evening. So that gives me plenty of time to get on basically everything they have, provided that the operations are good and the queue times are decently quiet. So yeah, it's going to be a great day today here at Thorpe Park. And as per usual, the first one I'm going to head towards is Hyperia, which is the best ride here, without a shadow of a doubt. So yeah, I'll see you when I head towards Hyperia. just had my first ride of the day on Hyperia, and just purely by chance they actually sent me to the front row, which is absolutely amazing. Like, because I've been on Hyperia multiple times before, but when you're queuing up for that ride, you don't really get to choose which row you put on. You're always allocated the row by the members of staff at the end of the queue. And in the past, I've always been on like rows within like the middle or towards the back of the train. I think I've done the very back row of Hyperia before, and I think the furthest row towards the front I'd done prior to this ride I just had was, I believe, the second or third row. But no, they sent me to row number 1 today, and it was an absolutely brilliant ride on Hyperia. Like, it's a beautiful roller coaster anyway, very fast and intense rides, very graceful, but like towards the front, the views you get are absolutely gorgeous. Like when you're up there, literally right up to the very top of that lift hill, you can see for miles out towards London and the surrounding area, and yeah, it's an absolutely beautiful roller coaster right there, Hyperia, as it's going down the drop. Yeah, I absolutely love that. But now I'm going to get in the queue for Samurai, and I'm actually glad that it's open, because I've never actually done Samurai before. I've been to Thorpe Park many times over the years, but I've never actually ever ridden Samurai. But that's going to change in a moment, because I'm going to get in the queue for it now, and I shall see you once I've ridden Samurai for the first time. So I've not had much luck in getting on Samurai again, because as I was stood in the queue line, the ride ceased operation. Went down for an unknown mechanical reason, because So they got engineers to come into the ride and everything. And yeah, it basically went down. So, which is a shame, but I've decided I'm now going to go on Colossus instead, which is the intimate immersion coaster. It's not the smoothest ride in the world, but hopefully if I get nearer towards like the front of the ride, it shouldn't be too bad. So, well, either way, I'll see you once I've come off Colossus.
Here, the game's about to close. Your ride on Colossus is about to begin. It's important inside the train with fleeting floor and brace yourselves into the times. Once again, your ride on Colossus is about to begin. Please keep your arms.
ridden Colossus, and now I was actually thinking that I weren't going to be able to get on the ride, because whilst I was queuing, they said that it's ceased operation briefly. They started sending empty trains around for testing, and the queue didn't move for quite a while, so I thought, oh, is it actually, I'm actually going to get on this? But then I waited for a little bit, and then the queue started moving again. They started letting riders on again, which was great. They sent me to row 8, so it wasn't the best row. It was a bit rough around the edges at some parts, but it was bearable. And yeah, that was a pretty good ride on Colossus overall. Yeah, that was pretty decent. And now I'm heading over to Stealth, which is a much smoother ride than Colossus. Even though it's only got a much shorter layout, it's still a smooth ride. And yeah, so I'll see you when I reach Stealth. So I've just ridden Stealth just over here, and now what a phenomenal roller coaster that is. The launch is literally one of the best launches I think I've ever experienced, and it helps as well the fact that Stealth actually has the fastest accelerating launch on any roller coaster in the world right now. Yeah, that is crazy. 0 to 80 in 1.8 seconds. There's nothing like it. There's definitely nothing like it in this country anyway. Yeah, like the view to get over that top hat as you slowly crest over, and you drop straight back down. It's short, but it's literally a wonderful ride experience when you're actually on it. And yeah, I really enjoyed that. But yeah, whilst I'm over here in the jungle area, I'm actually going to check out what's going on with Rumble Rapids, because if you don't know, basically the other week Thorpe Park announced that the Rumble Rapids was now permanently closed, which is honestly, it's really sad to see that this attraction closed, especially after so long. But yeah, it was going to happen anyway at some point. But yeah, it's sad to see that it's closed. But yeah, just behind these walls, basically where the ride is now. Whether they start, I don't think they really started demolishing it. I think they've sort of drained all the water out of it. But if we can try and see, like, if you can see over these big blue walls here, might be able to see what's going on with Rumble Rapids at this current moment in time. So yes, just behind here is literally where Rumble Rapids used to be. Well, still is technically. In fact, that's where. Yeah, that's where the entrance is. Like they've taken the sign down for the entrance. They've still got the signs for disable the fast track and the main entrance. The bridge is still up for the queue line. We might be able to see what's going on through here actually. Yeah, it's all completely drained. There's not a single drop of water left. There's a bit of red tape over there for some reason. I'm not sure what that's for. Yeah, it's all.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's all pretty much done. And literally, once all the water's gone, you can just see, like, just how mucky the actual like, look at that. I don't think that was. I don't think when that first opened, it was meant to be like that, like green. Ugh. Yeah, you can literally see just all like the sort of parts of like how the actual ride functioning. You can see like the bumpers for like where the actual waves were formed. You can see the rocks and the concrete that's actually holding them up. And I don't know where all the actual rafts are. I assume they're all like in a backstage area somewhere. Possibly, you can't actually really see the station from here, so it's hard to tell if they're actually in the station or somewhere off. I'm pretty sure they're actually in a backstage area somewhere. Let's see if we can see anything else from this side. It's all pretty much the same as it was on that side. Yeah, it's all just, I don't think they've really started a full sort of demolition just yet, but that I reckon that'll start in the coming months, or within the next year at least. Yeah, I'm absolutely gutted that this ride shut. I think the last time I went on it was July last year, because it wasn't open during Friday nights, so it will have been around July the last time I rode this. If only I knew that was going to be the last time I ride the Rumba Rapids, because this is honestly such a wonderful ride. Sad to see it close, but hopefully that means it'll be replaced by something bigger and better in the near future. I mean, you know, Thorpe Park, Merlin, they've not actually shared any like sort of details on what could replace it, if anything. But I reckon it'll be replaced by something. I mean, it's quite a decent sized area. They could easily fit a new coaster in here somehow. What kind of coaster that could be, if any at all, is another story. But you know, we'll just have to wait and see how things play out. But until then, sad to see that Rumba Rapids is closed, and I'm glad we all got to go on it when it was open.
Tight. Place your head back and brace yourself.
9 meters are a no-go. Sorry guys. Anyone between 0.9 and 1.1 meters must be accompanied by an Plus, I've got to make sure you remain seated, arms, legs, and hands inside the pool. Walking on the ride or even in the queue is a definite no-go. Please do not sit, stand, or climb on the queue line
So I've just got off Nemesis Inferno and Flying Fish, and I'm actually with the Thrill Chasers and with Planet Weight today. It's been a great day today. What's your favourite ride's been today, guys?
Swarm, I think.
Swarm.
Yeah.
And you guys?
Hyperia.
Yep, I agree with you on that one, Hyperia. It's been absolutely amazing. I mean, the weather's turned from the worst a little bit the last hour or so, but it was not going to stop us, is it? No. Because I think we're heading towards The Walking Dead. So we're heading there now, and once we got off The Walking Dead, we'll tell you about it, what it was like, and we'll see what I've got off the rides. So we've just ridden The Walking Dead the ride after a slight delay. It was good to get back on that ride. It's a decent little family coaster actually, with some decent special effects in there, like the zombies on the cages, and the actual, for what they did with like the brand new theming in the ride itself when they reopened it, some of it's actually quite solid. Particularly, I think the best bit of the ride for me personally is when you're on that mid-course break run with like the screens with the zombies on it, and you're trying to simulate starting it up, so it sort of jolts forward a couple of times and it actually goes back. That's probably the best bit of the ride for me. And yeah, it was excellent. So we are actually now heading towards Saw the Ride. And yeah, I'll see you once we've come off of this little Gerstlauer Eurofighter. It's going to be an excellent ride. It's got a questionable level of smoothness to it. I don't mind doing Saw, but like maybe not too many times. That makes any sense because it is quite rough, but it's bearable. I'll speak to you guys once we've finished on Saw the Ride.
Smoking is not permitted in the queue. What's
So I've just saw the ride, and oh my god, that was rough. Like, honestly, I know Thor's quite rough anyway, but I don't remember it being that bad, if that makes any sense. Usually when I go on Thor, I expect it to be rough because I've known it's been rough for years now, and you know, the roughness, like the head rattling, like the brain wobbling, I know to expect that, but like that ride I just had then, it's just like, I don't know, it was just so much worse than it normally is, and I don't know why. Yeah, that weren't a pleasant ride on Thor, the ride. You know, very rough. I think I'll leave it at that for today and for the rest of the trip. Yeah, I'm going to go on a slightly smoother ride now with depth charge, which is only on a 10-minute wait, which is great. So yeah, I'll see you once I come off depth charge. So I've just had a ride on depth charge, and that's actually the first time I've done depth charge in a few years now. Because I think the last time I went on it was before Hyperia was built. Yeah, that's how long it's been since I actually went on depth charge, and I went on it just now, and wow, that was a great little ride. Got some pretty decent airtime going down the drops actually. And yeah, wonderful little ride that. And now I believe we're going to go and try and go for a re-ride on Hyperia just over here. There's about 50 minutes until the park closes, so depending on how long the queue is, this may be our last ride of the day, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting back on Hyperia. Hopefully they'll let us on the front row again, I don't know. But either way, I'm so looking forward to getting back on this beast of a roller coaster. And I'll tell you all about it once I've come off of Hyperia. So it's actually been a lot longer since I spoke to you guys than I originally intended. Yeah, basically it is 7:30 in the evening. Thorpe Park closed 1.5 hours ago. Yeah, basically I'm going to explain everything, right? So we've got in the queue for Hyperia at about 5:45-ish. It went down because of high winds for about 10-15 minutes. Then it went back up, got into the station. We got as far as sitting in the seats in the train and pulling our harnesses down before they closed it again. And basically for the next hour they would send the train round multiple test cycles. So they would send it around a couple of times empty, and after a couple of test cycles they brought some water dummies in, so they filled them up, sent them around a couple of times, and then they took the caps off the water dummies to basically send it around a couple of test cycles to empty them. And then once they pulled the test dummies out, that's when they actually reopened it to visitors. So it was like, yes! Literally everyone was cheering and clapping to actually get it back open, because we'd all been stood there for so long waiting for it to reopen. But eventually they got it back open, which is great. And literally we've just got off the ride. It was phenomenal as per usual, but it's so weird actually being at Thorpe Park in this sort of environment. Like, I've never really been to a theme park where it's just closed like this. I mean, the way it works at theme parks normally is the closing time that they do normally set, that's when the queue lines for the rides close. But they'll spend, basically that doesn't necessarily mean they shut they'll shut entry to the park at that time, but what they'll do is they'll basically get everyone out of the queue before actually getting them out of the park. Does that make any sense? Sorry for the shaky camera, it's a bit cold. And yeah, literally, it's so weird being at this time, because literally the only ride that's running right now is Hyperia. There's no music. It's literally, there's only like a handful of people here compared to how many there'd normally be. Yeah, it's surreal being here at this time. I don't think I've really been to a theme park at this sort of time, like once they've officially closed. But yeah, it's been a brilliant day today here at Thorpe Park. Obviously the best ride is Hyperia just over there. And yeah, I've really enjoyed it today. Absolutely loved it. So my next theme park visit tomorrow, I'm going to be at Legoland Windsor for the first time since 2019, which is going to be great. I know since I last went, there's been plenty of new stuff introduced there, so I really cannot wait for that. But yeah, I want to thank you all very much for watching this video, and if you've enjoyed it, then please make sure to like and subscribe, and comment if you'd like to see the next video. Goodbye.